1% of the time you take exhaust.
What is it?
You said you take ignite like 90%, 99% of the time.
Yep.
That's just asked what the 1% you wouldn't.
Like we had mastery,
Okay.
and even then, sometimes I'll be greedy and just take it anyway. But mastery is the only like situation where I've found myself that I really need to take exhaust situationally. Especially like situation I'm saying like their team has like Lulu and Yi or something like that, where it's like shit, you know, Yi is gonna be in the front line no matter what, like if I ult him or not. Like, Lulu's just gonna speed him up and he's gonna go back in. Um, or something like that. So that'd be one of the situations. 1 second. But then the rest of the time you basically need it because you have to have lane presence. Like the more like if you have ignite, you have way more
Kill pressure.
yeah,
I run
healing.
ignite on like Thresh and Blitz and all of them, except I never really like. I guess I've been playing Jenna wrong the whole time. It's the way I saw it before was you just kind of sit back and shield the person and that's it.
No way. You gotta maximize DPS in every situation. You go in.
Yeah, so I was playing wrong for a long time.
And then for Alistar, I would also take ignite because Alistar does damage too. Unless you're playing maybe against Cog, because then you just want to lower his DPS.
Yeah.
But with like Yi, like Ali does a pretty good job of just like keeping him away. Just like you see Yi use his ult, W him away. You see E Q into your team, use your Q. So basically like waste his ult as much as you can. It's a lot easier on Ali. Okay.
잘 봐줘. 네 마지막 눈물이.
You sure walked up to the wave but not attacked anything earlier. The reason being is because you don't know if they're doing Krugs. For I don't know what situation they would even do it because it's a poor idea, especially with their comp. Yeah, you almost never want to do Krugs. You only do Gromp if you're red side. But in case they did, you want to make sure you don't push the wave because you want them to still lose the minions. But as soon as you see them walk up and that they didn't do Krugs, you can auto the wave and just start shoving it more quickly so you get level 2 faster. Okay, whoa. Okay, so because you see Karma leaving, you need to be like autoing the minions as fast as you can because now they got level 2 advantage before you because you didn't auto all the waves. Okay. Good point to freeze it. Oh! Okay. Good here, but you reacted like a second point.
Okay.
Reason being is because minions aren't all the minions aren't focusing Callista at this point. If you had done it 1 second earlier, she should probably die there, especially if you took the night. So right now, okay, now all the minions are focusing her. If you QW there, they would all focus Callista, but now they started focusing the first melee minion in the front, or some of them changed aggro. which is
Yes.
a problem. Okay. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. You could have killed Jarvan in that situation.
W.
Yep. Yep. Okay. He's gonna keep walking up. Okay. He would have had to walk up at least one more. Like, he would have to auto jinx or Ash twice. Plus, she has a heal, so you're good. So, wait, hold on. I took a really crappy screenshot. Okay. So, Jarvan would want this really badly. He would walk at least here. As soon as he walks here, W, he's gonna be here. Start getting attacked by tower, and then you wait for a tower shot, and then you Q him, because then it keeps him under tower for basically like 3 seconds. So he's gonna take up to three shots, unless he flashes away or something. Which means that would be half his health chunked. All Ash would have to do is auto him 3 times, and you auto him in that time, and he has the chance of dying. The chance. And the benefit of doing that, even if you wouldn't have killed anybody, was Callista has no heal, and Jarvan, and she's low already, and Jarvan would also be low, so he would leave, he wouldn't stay.
Yeah, he ends up just staying.
We're playing this from your vision. Okay, so you know he's there.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, well, your W's on cooldown? What'd you use it on?
I'm not sure. I don't even remember using it.
Okay, the replay is just okay. Oh shit! No. Okay, this was what it was. Okay, so right, this situation I would risk going in. I'd just go flash WQ on Callista.
Like, I thought about it, but then Jarvan just dissuaded me.
Reason why I would do it would be because I would guarantee you that Karma's reflexes aren't that good. So all we'd have to do, because you have to make sure you trick her, right? So when you're staying in the bush, you click down and then click up, and then immediately flash and QW. Like Callista was like somewhere here, but the reason why you want to do that is because she won't expect you to do it so suddenly right after your character starts facing upwards because you just click there. So it's one of like those DIing things where you can play mind games with your opponents and actually win the game. So click down, up, and then make sure you swing your mouse, whatever, flash here and QW, like really quickly. And then you'd be able to kill her. And this is what I'm saying, these kind of situations you want to ignite. Because you'd be 100% guaranteed to get her, even if she got shielded.
Okay.
Okay, they probably backed. Yep, that's good. You should keep autoing the wave, not just Q it. Because you know they're not on the map, there's no reason to like go back in the bush or anything. You're just wasting time by not shoving. Again, this is a problem. Now you guys have to shove the next wave. You guys shove it, right?
Yeah.
Go in, Q it. Nice. And now you guys back. Okay, nice. Okay. I would have gotten boots in this situation and gone mid.
Okay.
Reason being, it's Varus mid, and Varus has no escape. And you already saw Varus went, like,
They
You-
between the towers at level 2.
yeah, like, he's special. You can tilt him and just win the game with LeBlanc. Right before you left your Nexus, Varus is, like, right here. He showed vision. He went, like, really greedy up to attack and push the tower. Attack LeBlanc and push tower. Okay. This is one of those situations where, I was telling you yesterday, that if you were to kite around here, this would either never happen, or this would be a free kill. Because all you have to do is flash onto her and put her up right before the minion waves go into tower range. Because she's playing too aggressively.
Wait, so you do it before the minions even hit the tower?
Yeah, because, so you have like a really small timing window, but, okay, so if you were where Ashe is still freezing it, and then right in that
Like right
1
there,
second,
right before?
yeah, right before the tower actually gets in range to attack minions, you could combo her and shove her into tower, so that she's the first one to take tower aggro. That's why you want to do it.
Okay.
That's the best time to do it. If you were to do it after the tower starts aggroing and like starts hitting minions, then it's not worth it because you're not gonna kill her, or you're not gonna get her like low enough to give you an advantage. And versus Callista, you can only do this like before level 6. After level 6, you can only do it on Callista.
Yeah.
As soon as you saw Karma go out and ward again, just go ahead and combo on Callista. You would have even gotten the siege minion for it if you would have done that.
Okay.
Because Karma being all the way out to bush, she has to use her shield to get to lane faster, or she wastes like 3 seconds of her time before she can go in. Which means Callista already gets chunked and maybe you take a little bit of damage, but it'll be worth it because your ADC stays to stop health, and you know Callista doesn't have heal for like another 60 seconds. Okay. And again, you can only do that because this is before level 6. If it was after level 6, Callista would just alter it.
Should I hit her like now?
Right now, yeah, this would be perfect because now they're both grouped.
Okay.
This would be
I don't know. I feel like I might do it, but I should have done it earlier.
Oh yeah, because you don't get both of them.
Yeah.
And then you exhaust Karma. There's no reason to exhaust Karma.
I thought I had Ignite, to be completely honest.
Day, yeah. But,
Days. Feels bad.
yeah, happens. Oof.
Do you think if I had Ignite, you would have killed Karma?
Killed who? Karma? Yeah. Obviously wouldn't kill her with the Ignite, but you would need to auto her, like, 3 more times. Or Ashe auto her, like, once, and you do it twice. Because you still had Flash, and Ashe has heal, so you guys can force risky plays like that. Or at least force Karma's Flash, because she would have flashed if she was under, like, 50 health. And, Flash for Ignite is worth it because your Ignite comes up early. As soon as Ashe started slowing Callista down, you could have flashed QW because you were out of position. But so was she, so. Okay. Wait. Hold on. I think I made another play there. Let me watch that again. So, we go back and push. Okay. Freaking auto camera. I'm trying to think if you could have flashed on her and then pushed her to Ashe. Okay. Yeah.
Like right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now, if you didn't go for the minion and you just like walked here instead, flash Q and then W her into Ash, and you guys would get the kill.
Okay.
So just another opportunity missed. Okay, nice. W? What? What? No W? We just missed the kill.
Good.
All you have to do is W Karma into Ash. You got the kill. Oh my god. What? I can't believe you guys lost that. That is even worse for you guys, because now Ash loses an entire minion wave because it's shoving. So, them fighting into minions and winning should never happen. Oof, that's tilt returning. Okay, right now they just backed. Where are they on the map? Yeah, Callista's still at Nexus. Right now you should shove the wave and rotate.
Okay.
But somehow, no shoving here. Gragas is here.
Oh wait, this actually.
Yeah. Why are you walking away? Dang, he body slammed forward even though he was gonna kill her anyway. He got himself killed. What? Questionable.
Oh, this is the worst part because I like skated, or I wanted to try that first, but I waited too long and then
Yeah.
he was killed. I remember
Okay.
this part because she like, I should have done it like earlier on. Cause she just walked away when we pushed the wave up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So right now, yeah, you could combo her right before she dashed away. Plus Ash has res buff, so you guaranteed kills. Right now
I
you
had
should...
like a lot of chances and it was never taken.
So now, yeah. Oh! She just dashed forward and used Q, you should have gotten it there as well.
And then she walks up and there's like 3 minions left and I didn't do it then either. There's a lot of chances I just didn't take it. So, like right there. Maybe.
At this point, I wouldn't do it, because, I mean, you could still do it. You're still tanky enough, and their enemy team is still far away, so it's okay.
And then I feel like for some reason we thought that we could do it on the next wave. Like we didn't actually do it, but just because we were here, I'm pretty sure we didn't go down. Yeah, it's just an EQ.
Oh. Okay, so you took too much damage there, because what you should have done, as soon as Jarvan used his ult, W, and then Q, so that you can combo Jarvan, and you can get away from Calista as fast as possible.
Okay.
Okay, but I think you die now.
That's low pain death.
뭐가 숨어 있을까?
Okay, so that means they just went back. So that means you have to push the wave. But you're not doing that. And then we go back to just doing dragon, which means as soon as you guys shove that wave, if you guys had shoved it like really quickly, it would already be at their tower. And you guys wouldn't be in the situation where suddenly like it froze somewhere still in the center and you guys die. Nice 3-man queue. I guess that still dies? No? Oh, nice. Okay. Long kills. Okay. Just to do another second of damage here. Oh shit, that was another crappy screenshot. Okay. So you immediately comboed Callista here, which is not what you should do. You can W her, and she's gonna stay here because of the wall. And then as soon as her stun gets like off timing, you press Q, and then you keep her here for like another second longer. You want to do that just so you can maximize damage. In this case, it doesn't matter because she's gonna die anyway. But if you had somebody that had more health and was tankier, you would be in benefit to do that. Oh my god, what is Varus doing? Living the dream. Okay.
This is like one of those games where I can't believe we lost. Like looking back at it right now, I feel like
Yeah,
we
you
had
guys
a
already
big-
like ahead. Like at this point, there should be no losing. Ooh, you missed the combo.
Yeah, and then Gragas got close to me.
Yeah, that Gragas was like hella tilted, I guess, just because you missed it.
Yeah.
Okay. That was
Like
good there.
it honestly tilts him for almost the rest of the game.
Good exhaust by the way. Because you got it. You saved Gragas for me. What do you? Okay, hold on.
I'm giving you
Whoa.
the relic stacks. I have no abilities up.
You should be in front of Ashe though, because she would be equal in health with Callista right now if you block the Q.
Okay.
Whoa. She flashes. And your W is about to be up. And so is your flash. How much more longer? Oh, it doesn't say. You should stay near the tower. Oh my god. You missed the kill. At least don't stop her from backing because you're like full health anyway. Like it doesn't matter. You're about to have your ult up. She shouldn't be like backing here. You have to force her to back all the way near her second tier tower. Waste her time. Because think about it. If you do that, because you knew like their support is dead, so the only thing that can happen is Jarvan coming. But even if Jarvan comes, Greg is still here to do some damage. So if you force her to back at her second tower, you're gonna force her to lose like 2 waves of minions, because you're wasting another 15 seconds of her time, and you already have this wave about to get pushed into her tower. But Jarvan is there to freeze it, luckily. Oh shit. Anyway, you go back. Wait, did I just... I think I went forward or something, what the hell? Whoa. How far... How much did I skip? I don't think I skipped. Okay, I'm just imagining things. Okay, yeah. So, now you roam mid. This is good. What? What? Why? You know their bot lane is there. Jarvan was just bot freezing, so he's probably at Krugs. If you had gone immediately mid and just W'd this guy at a tower and like pinged LeBlanc to notice, you guys would be able to kill Varus right now. Just because your ult is so strong. Also, I'm still debating. I think Boots of Speed might be better on Alistar now with the Swifties nerf.
Okay.
But Swifties is still pretty good. I just feel like with Boots of Speed you can roam harder. Basically with Alistar, the way I see him is roam to press QW and then tank tower shots with your ult. That's basically like the only purpose you have.
Okay.
Oof, Ashe, why do you still? Unlucky. Oh, she still dies. What the hell is this karma? Oh. What? Gragas just saved Callista. Holy shit, Gragas, please.
Yeah, this all chained off of me missing the headbutt Q combo.
Nice, tilted. If he wouldn't have ulted so soon, you would have been able to kill Callista because your autos. You get the AD steroid with Alistar, which is really strong with his ult. Okay, nice. You did it right there. You held him. Nice running top. So this is what you need to be doing with Janna too.
Like, when I play Janna, I don't know, I feel like I just forget everything I know about support. It's really weird.
Well, so
I mean, it's honestly gotten a little bit better since I started playing her yesterday, but not enough.
As long as you start seeing the common themes, I do know what you mean though. That you feel like you can't do the same things you can with like Alistar or something, but you pretty much can.
I feel squishy, like, because I play Blitz, Thresh, Alistar, like, everybody else I feel like kind of tanky on, but when I play Janna, I just get really scared, and I just feel super passive, far away from everybody.
Yeah, with Janna, I mean, I want to say she's tanky in the sense of if you can properly use your ult and Q to cancel a bunch of spells, then you won't take as much damage. Like with Alistar, you can't do as much, but with Janna, like if you have Elise or Jace jumping on you, you can cancel Elise Q. You can in Jace melee mode, you can cancel his Q. So in that sense, like you're reducing their damage, so tanky-ish. Tanky if you can cancel their spells. Okay. Everyone's going back, I guess. Nice.
It's unfortunate to block that.
Yeah. Okay, this is good. You guys are forcing top and forcing objectives. Like you're playing this game like really well compared to the Janna game.
Yeah, I felt pretty bad the Janna game. Just knowing that like you were watching that, I was like, fuck.
Is that why you're playing bad? The pressure was on?
I feel like when I died bot lane without using some skills I had, that's when it like, oh fuck, I look like an idiot right now.
Yeah.
Right. Look at me do. I got lucky that our comp scaled better.
Yeah. That's something people don't usually care about enough. I feel like if you just force your team to go something that scales, it's always beneficial for everyone.
Also, I don't know how it happened that game, but we somehow had 4 dragons when we were losing the whole game. It was pretty weird.
Probably because their team wasn't paying attention. I mean, with like... Dragon is always like your insurance, if you can get up to 5 for late game, and then switch around. But people don't usually focus Dragon that much because you can get a bunch of other objectives. Because like, if enemy team is going for second Dragon, your team could just rotate top, take towers, and then your team like wins in that trade. Low elo really focuses on Dragons for no reason, because towers are a lot better to get.
Okay.
But I don't think you can change that, because every time I've like Smurf, and then I'm like, yo guys, let's go for tower. I'm just like, no, Dragon. I'm like,
yeah.
Not worth, but can't
What do you
argue.
do? I don't know if it's a good time to ask this, but what do you do when you're playing against a comp that like you just can't siege against? Except you're like you have like a 3k gold lead or something. Like you'd win a fight, but you just can't siege against their comp at all.
Then just take out their jungle. So basically, you can choke them out. Even if you have all their whatever tier 1 and tier 2 towers, and you can't siege against them. This means just sit in their jungle, take their farm, take their minions whenever they push up, and then dragons and barons or Rift Herald when those come up.
Okay.
Because then you guys are getting more gold. You have more gold on the map, and you can slowly choke them out that way. There's no reason to actually like die of them in that situation.
Okay.
뭐
So with Alistar and like this team fight, I think Ashe has enough peel with her ult. She should try to like snipe Callisto, but also use ult to peel for herself if Jarvan gets on her. You should be looking to like flash Q Callisto.
Alright.
But here, like you're doing the same thing as Janna, you're like walking backwards too much. Because LeBlanc's right over the wall. That means if you're any more forward, you can go capitalize on Callista being in a weird position right now. I'm surprised that Ashe just like potatoed that ult. Callista was basically doing this thing you were doing with Janna on lane, walking in a line. She's doing the equivalent of that mid, so that should have been really easy to get.
No, and then I initiate a fight, I'm pretty sure, which is really stupid considering Ashe was board.
Oh, hold on. If you had a split second here to do it before it was. Okay, right now. Their entire team is 2 seconds out of position.
Yeah, so I was like, Callista's out of position, but then I didn't do it fast enough, and then
Yeah.
it became risky.
Yeah. The problem is, like, whenever you play champs like this, it's small timing windows that completely change the game, and you have to notice them really quickly. So instead of, like, clicking forward, if you had clicked here, you'd be here, which means flash here, Q, W, and LeBlanc's also there, so Ashe, LeBlanc can capitalize on that, and Gragas is, like, coming in this way. So it would have forced Callista. Well, she didn't have any sums, so she was dead. I'm live. So, yeah. You would have changed the fight there.
But instead, I ruined it by going in like way late.
Yeah. Because the problem is, well, it's not also late. It's you comboed and you went into their team by yourself. You don't have anybody else on your team right now to do DPS in this like 2 or 3 seconds. So the only possible thing you could have done in that situation was to flash Q and then W.
Ashe had no ulti, so she's basically just alone. Died instantly.
And then that just gives her some advantage.
Yeah, and then this couple.
In this situation, when their team is going for Dragon, you guys should have just gone straight for Baron, and you guys would have evened out the game there. No reason to follow them to Dragon. Just something to notice, like if you can get your team, like convince your team to do that, you would have evened out the game again. And then you guys could have taken their jungle and come back, basically, by forcing them to stay. And taking their towers too, because Baron buff's strong. And then the team goes for Baron. Went on Karma. The only person you should be going on is Callista. She's the strong one. Varus is back.
Okay. LeBlanc got one-shotted by Cho'Gath.
Yeah. Cho'Gath's really strong. Yeah, it's not much. It's so
like,
two decisions in the last 2 minutes like completely threw the game. From you guys being okay to them having complete control.
you know, now that I'm thinking about it, it makes sense why I have so few deaths on Janna, because I just don't do anything.
Yeah. Whereas with Alistar, like, you feel like you can make more plays because it's not as obvious with Janna, but you end up like doing it too late and you kill your KD. At this point, their team should easily snowball the game. It's really hard to mess up.
That's basically what happened. But they just like group up.
Yeah. So I mean, with Alistar,
I don't think I flash queued once this whole game.
yeah. So that's like one of his strongest abilities in general, is just to be able to do that. There wasn't like, I want to say, a surplus of opportunities to do that in lane, but there definitely were some which would be game changing. So that's why you need to focus on getting them. On top of that, Alistar is really strong with rotations, so Swifties or Lucidity, like, you need to be using them to full potential. There was like 3 times this lane where you went this game where you went back and then you just went straight to lane instead of roaming mid, or
Okay.
like yeah. So when you were mid and you went or you were in their jungle, whatever.
Then when I didn't go gang far,
Yeah,
so like
yeah. There's only 3 range minions there for LeBlanc to kill, so it wasn't like she was going to take a bunch of damage. But you could have literally walked up there, because you knew Jarvan was bottom because he just froze the wave, and you knew that their bot lane was bottom because they're showing, they're in vision, and top lane was top lane. So that was like a perfect opportunity for you to just go mid, and you knew they didn't have wards because no one else was reacting to you being in their jungle. So you could have walked into mid, walked through their tower, and make sure to not ult immediately in that situation, because you wanted to walk through tower and then WQ Varus out of it, and he would be forced to ult you under tower, and then you save your ult for that,
Okay.
so that you can cleanse it, pretty much. So yeah, definitely roaming mid is one of the most the things that would have changed the game mostly for you, because it's Varus. Varus has no escape. This is like, you should be able to punish him so hard for ever leaving like the front of his tower that he becomes like tilted and afraid to walk out.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much just left to focus on with Alistar. Because with last hitting and whatnot, you do pretty fine, and then you pretty much know when you should be shoving waves and whatnot. It's like you have the somewhat good objective focus whenever you're playing. It's just you're not mechanically performing at all. Like, you're not using your spells or anything like that. You just, that's the part you basically mess up on. So I mean, for the most part, this is why I think your Thresh and Blitzcrank win rate is so high, because you don't really have to do anything except press one spell to change the game.
Yeah.
Because you already know everything else about the game. You're like, you know when to like shove, you know when to freeze. You're doing all of that appropriately. It's just when it comes down to champions like Janna and Ali, where you know that you should be doing those things, but you also have to use your spells appropriately. That's when you start chunking your win rate, because you don't use that appropriately.
Okay.
Use your spells there. Yeah. So I mean, at this point, we should just go over the questions, because any other questions you have?
This game's basically over. We're just gonna team fight bottom and then lose.
Yeah. So then questions on Alistar or anything in general?
I have the random stuff. I don't know. Like, I just asked that. Like, does it have to do with Alistar?
What? No, you can just go anything. It doesn't matter.
Okay. So, like, when I'm actually winning lane, which happens every so often, not in these games, but, like, let's say we double kill the bot lane, like, what should I just do with that advantage, you know what I mean? Like, should I just leave lane and roam, or push the, like, I don't know.
Okay, so, like, double kill, what, like 5 minutes in or something like that, for an example?
Yeah, like, really early on.
Okay, so that means you probably will be able to grab Boots of Speed or something.
So just don't go for Sightstone, go straight for Boots.
Yeah. If you guys get a double kill, then think about it. Like, what's Sightstone gonna bring you when you guys just got a double kill? You can have the same pressure as their jungler does, without you having Sightstone. Because now with Boots of Speed, you can roam mid, you can roam top, and pretty much start snowballing for your lanes. It's a game of mobility, pretty much, on Alistar, because like Sightstone, what it's gonna defend you from jungle ganks, but it's not gonna snowball your lead, you know.
Yeah.
And if you have boots of speed as well, or Swifties, I prefer boots of speed. Um, at least after the Swifties nerf. So
Hmm.
because this means in lane, it's even easier for you to catch people out. Like as soon as you see them out of position, you'll be able to capitalize it on where before you took 1 or 2 seconds. Now maybe you'll take 1 second or half a second to capitalize on it because you have the extra movement speed. Um, Obviously, you should be thinking ahead of time. You know that people are going to be out of position, but um, you should be watching in general how people are moving, especially mid lane and bot lane. Um,
Okay.
and seeing how the wave is going to be positioned in the next minute because you should be using like full advantage for mobility, like boots of speed on Alistar to snowball your lanes. So like if you would have gone boots of speed first item on Alistar, well you had enough for boots on your first pack. You could have just gone mid. Varus, you know, he already like tower dove like I don't know like 3 minutes in or something like that, and he died to LeBlanc. I don't know what he was doing. Um, and basically, you saw that Varus was pretty much pushing up all lane phase and not getting punished for it. Like, Gragas didn't go mid enough.
Okay.
So you could have just gone and snowballed LeBlanc. Because if you were paying attention, like, LeBlanc was basically one of the good players on your team. She was already doing well to begin with. Gragas, I guess, just tilted and threw the game for everyone. Because he kept dying and objectives were lost because of him. But yeah, you should have focused around that.
Okay. Another thing, often like when I play with my friend who I usually ADC with,
Mm-hmm.
even I don't know, like, what's your opinion on duo dynamic queue? Like, a lot of people say that's like a horrible idea. 'Cause
No,
it's
no, not a horrible idea.
not a
I
horrible idea.
it's duoing is like the best thing. Just
Okay.
because you guys have so much communication and whatnot. Um, with my other Masters friend ADC that I duo with, I support and he ADCs. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure we have like a 90% win rate, like winning lane, and then
Mhm.
we maybe not win the game so much because can't win them all, especially if you're not the
Yeah.
proest. But it's allows for comms and it allows you to play more aggressively than usual because you know what's going on actively in your heads because you guys can talk about it. Be like, okay, so in the next 15 seconds, whatever lane's gonna push, I'm gonna try to go aggro because blah 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 doesn't have stuns, and if I see him out of position, I'm just gonna go in, be ready to follow
Okay.
up or something like that. Um,
Yeah.
it's definitely a lot easier and it'll result in higher win rates if you guys both play well.
All right. Also, when we like shove lane, like usually, I don't know. Usually we like shove for level 2. I
Hmm.
don't know if that's like a bad thing or a good
No,
thing.
that's a good thing if they don't do Gromp or like Krugs or something, because if they
Okay.
do the side camps, you don't want to shove it, because that way you make them lose minions.
Okay. But so usually we shove it and then we like hit level 2 and then
Yep.
hopefully like we get a good trade off.
Hmm.
But then after that, if we don't kill them or like really chunk them, the lane ends up like freezing right in front of their tower because we shoved it. Like, what do you do then to reset
Well,
it?
they should be shoving too. If they don't,
Often they don't.
okay, so if they don't, then you just zone them from getting level 2. Because you want to shove to the point that you guys get level 2 really quickly, and then you freeze it. And it's going to start slow pushing to them if they don't, what do you call it, shove back. So in that situation, then you start a slow push, and their tower hits with 2 groups of minions, and then a third group of minions following it up. Which means it's in your benefit there, because that means if you get their jungler to come in for like some cheesy level 3 or level, it's pretty much gonna be level 3 after they do like entire bot side jungle or something like that, and they go bottom for like level 3 gank, and it's in your advantage because that means if their bot lane has to miss 3 waves of minions to try and kill you, it's not beneficial for them, and you guys are basically safe there. If you can manage to get all 3 waves into their tower, this is another opportunity for you guys to either go back or rotate mid.
Okay, so like you should back or go mid. Because usually like what happens is like the 3 waves will hit and then the next wave will end up like back in the exact same spot right next to their tower. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then it like stays there for a really long time and we just feel like super overextended and unable to
Yeah,
kill.
yeah, but so you have to make sure that like you have to know where their jungler starts. you can do that pretty easily, even if you don't ward. If they wasted mana or have like some less health or something like that, you're pretty much guaranteed that their jungler started bottom. Um, so first 4 minutes, that means their jungler is going to be top side. At 4 minutes, they're probably going to gank top or mid. So you guys are going to be safe for another 5 minutes unless they completely change their path and go bottom after doing entire bot side, which is, like I said, if they do that, that's when there'll be disadvantage for their bot lane to actually push into 3 of your minion waves to fight you guys. So that will mostly, excuse me, never happen. But if it does, you just back out. You guys shouldn't be dying in that situation if they have 2 waves at their tower. So up until like 5 minutes, I wouldn't be afraid of like any ganks pretty much with shoving. And after 5 minutes, yeah, I would just start warding the try and river, depending on where you feel like their jungler is gonna come from, and then you should be good. Does that answer it?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool.
Also, I was gonna ask you, like, after landing phase completely ends, where would you like place the 3 wards you pretty much get to place? Because like it's a lot of space, and I don't know.
Okay. Wait, hold on. This is where we get to use Rift Kit. Nice. Okay. So, if you're red side, I'd usually put a ward here, or here if I can get deep enough without getting punished for it. I'll sometimes do one here, or here, or here, depending on the time and when. So, rotating around buffs. So, their blue buff's probably going to spawn around 8 or 9 minutes. So their jungler has to probably be there. Or their red buff, if you want to just like ward this around 7 minutes, that's fine too, because then you get vision of their jungler. The benefits of doing it here is you pretty much keep your mid laner safe in these situations, because your mid laner will know. But if you feel like if you don't see their team on the map and you're going out to ward, then you can go ahead and just put something in the side brush here. When you're coming back from like a back or something, so you just go this way and go ward. In this situation, then just go back bottom or this way. The other riskier path to take is you can, like after back, just go this way and then ward these 2 sides, and then try to go for a gank mid. If nothing happens, just go back bottom again. So basically, after every back, you want to be roaming as a support and going down to place these wards. In general, this is where the best, pretty much secure places to put your wards are, and that'll help keep mid okay and safe.
Where would you put the pink ward?
Pink ward? Let me refresh, so I don't have to delete everything. Pink ward, either here, 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 or here. So try to put it as. So these ones are pretty cheesy. The ones in the center brush. Oh, I didn't put that one there. Just because people will most likely check them and take them out. But
yeah,
and it's really hard to defend them in the first place. But you can put them there, especially if somehow your jungler has more pressure than their jungler, then their jungler will probably not want to go to river as much. You place it in the side brush here, or like I'm talking all red side right now. I'm sure you could mirror it, right?
Yeah.
So like whatever, you could place a pink ward here if you're blue side, for example. But whenever I place wards, I try to make sure they're as defended as possible, because you don't want to just like waste them. So if you're playing blue side, whatever, you place this as close as possible to your side, because that means they don't have vision of this entire area here. And if they try to walk up to actually kill the ward, they have to basically like be inside the brush area here to start autoing it, which means that gives my mid laner and jungler way more power to just like come in from Fog of War here and collapse on them. I place whatever vision wards here if I'm playing aggro, or my lane is like pushed up. So if I'm red side, I'll put it there if it's at least mid frozen or something like this. That's fine. If I'm blue side, I'll put it there if it's frozen at least like up to halfway to their tower or something like that. The rest of these wards are just wards, like pink wards you want to put in, or regular wards for your mid laner. If you're just gonna go down there and feel like your mid laner, like if your mid laner has no mobility or something, that you really need to go in and basically save them by putting pink wards or regular wards there, because you want to ensure that he's safe. Especially if you're playing Alistar or Janna, you guys are probably a lot safer bottom. Without wards than your mid laner would be, so it would be more beneficial to him. If you see like your mid laner's playing a complete potato, there's no point in even like saving his ass. Just try to snowball your lane.
Okay.
But yeah, these are pretty much like good places to ward, especially if you're playing like fives, like for tournaments. Because you said you're playing, you don't play in tournaments and whatnot. I would only place this pink ward here and here if their jungler is the type to invade your jungler.
Okay.
Because sometimes their jungler will like walk up and put a ward there, or like walk up and put a ward here.
Yeah.
To fuck with your jungler or see where he's doing buffs or whatnot. But the general safety wards are here, pretty much. Make sense?
Mhm. And also one last thing for warding.
Mm.
Where would you ward when like 25 minutes, 30 minutes into the game? Like most of the towers are basically gone at this point, or in terms of inners and outers.
Okay, so from red side, if I was red side, I'd be warding here. I'd be warding here, 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 possibly here, depending on like how like pushed up their bot lane is or how pushed up we're gonna be.
Okay.
Basically, you're going for all deep wards here. I would almost never ward this. It's pretty much useless to ward that. And then put a ward here. I usually don't ward here unless we're going for like Baron or Rift Herald. Or 25 minutes is Baron, so it'd be only Baron.
Where would you put them if we're like losing and getting sieged on?
Okay, so if you're red and losing, getting sieged on. So it would be here, 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 here if I can get there without dying. Here, here, and then like here. Just because, you know, like if you're getting sieged like at your second tower, you want to make sure like you don't get poked from this angle so that you know where they are. And then you ward here, or if you can't get here and they're literally like sieging you from here, then you just at least put a ward over the wall here in case you have Nidalee or somebody here just throwing spears this way, throwing poke. Because your primary purpose in when you're getting sieged is to avoid as much poke as possible. So you want to make sure you have maximum vision so your team reacts in time and avoids everything. So like this. This is like one of the risky places to ward if you're getting sieged on, but if you can get it before they like shove, then go ahead and do it. Or like a Baron ward or something so you can see where they're rotating. A lot of the like other possibly good wards to put on are rotation wards. So to see where their enemy is. So if they're shoving at you, you want to go place a ward here without them noticing. You have to make sure they don't see it, because if they do, then they'll just like pick it off and you won't know where they're rotating to. But if you can place like a lane ward like this, like there, you'll know if their team is suddenly gonna go collapse on Dragon real quick, or suddenly try to sneak in a Baron by rotating like that. Then you have vision from like a ward like this, or even here. It might be better to do that if you guys are at your second tier tower, because you don't know if they're going this way or this way again. So lane wards. Is that good?
Yeah, I'm guessing for the other side it's kind of just like the same, except mirrored over.
Yeah, mirror.
Okay. Oh, this is kind of like random, but is it okay to like, I don't know, whenever I play norms too much, I just end up playing really bad on ranked when I go back to it. Like, how much You know what? You kind of get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, is it okay to play norms?
of course it's okay to play Norm. You
Yeah.
gotta play the game for fun, right? Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, if you're gonna play norms, just like try to focus on learning something. You don't want to just like play it for like wasting time or whatever. Try to work at least on some mechanic on whatever champion you decide to play, because you don't have to just like completely play like a potato just because it's a norm or whatever. Um, I would definitely pick it up, play norms to play champions that I don't know what they do, or don't know how they play well, and I'll just play norms to just be really shitty on that champion. But then I realize, okay, what are the benefits of this champion? How does this champion, you know, what's their role and how they play, and how can I play around that when I
You
play
mean
my
for like
champions?
other lanes?
Yeah, or that, or
Okay.
like, maybe I'm playing Morgana support, and I've never played Morgana support, and I'm playing into Janna, but I'm a Janna main. I'm like, okay, what do I have to do as Morg to capitalize on Janna and whoever her ADC is? And then I'm like, okay, so I have to stand in these kind of positions, and then, try to force them into this kind of angle and whatnot. And then you start learning, what are the pros and cons of this champion, and then how can you abuse it from both sides, pretty much.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not a waste of time. It's definitely useful for practicing stuff. It's just don't waste your time in a normal, like, I don't find it fun to play like a normal and just like completely like feed intentionally or something. I don't know, it just like seems really stupid.
Yeah.
But I think you could always learn something from playing a normal. Uh, just don't like try like I said to learn something, because if you're like whatever platinum and then you just play like a bronzy and a normal, I would make sure you at
Yeah.
least learn something from that. You don't want to like come out of the normal like you know what, fuck being plat, I'd rather be bronze, like.
Yeah. It just kind of like whenever I get into games like that, it just feels like a waste of time because everybody just makes really dumb mistakes.
Yeah. Uh, so with normals, just probably wouldn't play a support that often. Normals, unless it's like 5 man or something, and I'm just like forced to support or
Hmm.
something. I don't, whatever. I don't care. But it's still like I would try to carry from every role pretty much. So like, whenever I play normal, it's like how good can I get at carrying this by like capitalizing on as many mistakes as possible. Um, while my team makes even more mistakes, because it's basically this game's the game of capitalizing on mistakes, and the more you capitalize on, the more positive influence you are on the game, and the more likely you are to win.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I was gonna ask you like, how do you play against like early game champions, or maybe not necessarily early, but like for example, Corky? I feel like I always hate leaning against Corky because even if I beat him, as soon as he hits Trinity Force, I lose trade still.
Um. Again, like, what support would you like? Give me an example of somebody you'd be playing against Corky, because you have to play differently with different champions.
Maybe like Bard or like Thresh or somebody who's super aggressive.
Okay. Um. Well, with Corky, you have to wait for him to waste his spells because he still has really good burst. You can only go on Corky when you see like an opening somewhere between minions and whatnot. Because as long as you can get your hook on him or whatever, stun him in time, um, then for example you would save your flight until he's about to Valkyrie out, and that's kind of like mine. Like you have to read how they're playing and all the complicated things, but it's possible to figure out when he's about to Valkyrie, or even like wait it and just do like a reaction timing. And then pretty much you'd be winning the trades in that case, if he's not too fed. But until then, he's basically going to be poking you out and probably shoving you in just so he can do extra poke to you. Um,
Yeah.
and I mean, against that, there's not much to do besides whatever procking your Targon or whatever you have, and just sustaining. Um, you would have to basically wait for your jungler to come make a play, unless you can catch Corky out, basically. And in that situation, you basically have to force him into awkward angles. So if say like a red side, or whatever, and Corky will be here, and then maybe your jungler is here. Um, you don't want to be in this position again, because now, wait. This is where you usually sit on the side of the wall, and this is like
Yeah.
shitty. Let's say your jungler is Gragas or somebody. Gragas could dash over and maybe do something over here, but what you want to be doing in the first place is sitting here so that their ADC is forced to go down bottom. And this is even more advantageous for you because now, instead of Corki being able to cover this distance to get away, now he has to cover this distance to get away. And in this situation, you can just even more easily always put pressure by having like Lantern over the wall and then going forward and going on Corki. This Valkyrie is only going to give him like this much escape. So you basically have to play around forcing people into bad positions, and then like waiting for them to like auto a minion or something, and then you know in that split second, oh shit, I have a little opening there. Let me just hook between that and catch him, or something like that. But it's
What about with like Janna?
with Janna if you're playing this situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you just have to pretty much force. You can force the same angle, and just have your ADC move up more, whatever, shield him as soon as he tries to trade. If your jungler is coming in, he would have to like walk around, so he'd have to be coming through this way or whatever. He's Gragas, so he can dash over the wall. As soon as like Gragas ends up being, well, once he's actually like here, then this is the situation where you can just walk forward and try to cut off Corki, because he knows whatever that he's about to get ganked. So he's gonna start walking backwards, and you wait for the Valkyrie, and then you ult him out of the Valkyrie, or you tornado him out of the Valkyrie. Preferably, what you want to be able to do is get in front of him, because if you can get in front of him, not only can you tornado him out of Valkyrie, but you can ult him backwards and then shove him back here. So that's enough time for your jungler to actually capitalize, and everyone can get on top of him, pretty much. Sometimes you're forced to use Flash with Janna to be able to do that, but you have to use her mobility to your advantage. When you also get into a situation like this, you don't want to use your W until you're in the perfect position, so like you're in front of him. Because you want to stay with maximum movement speed. The little bit of damage you're going to do with your W isn't going to change the game or anything like this in this situation. The only time you want to use him when he's about to like when you're fighting him or whatever, or you want to do like a quick trade, then you can go ahead and use it.
Okay.
If you manage to like escape with something like maybe he has package or something and gets all the way here, and you're like in this kind of situation, you can just go ahead and either rotate to kill their support, even if their support's not there. Maybe you can get here in time or after your packages and Valkyries and slow him. This would be appropriate use for using your W.
Okay.
And then trying to kill him like that. But basically, overall, you want to just try to force him into a shitty position ahead of time by forcing them against the wall. Because usually playing against the wall is not preferred.
This is kind of a ironic question almost, but I feel like I kind of get it just from other stuff, but I'm pretty bad at playing against Blitzcrank, which is weird because I play Blitzcrank, you'd think I know how to play against it, but I'm pretty bad at it, to be honest. I think it might have a lot to do with like the linear thing against the wall.
Yep.
But do you have any advice for just playing against Blitzcrank?
Okay, so with Blitzcrank, it's pretty much just like the Thresh example. So, never stay in a linear spot. With Blitzcrank, obviously you can go in a linear spot like this because you're probably not going to get punished as hard for it. And
No. Their support's Blitzcrank.
I don't know, but I'm saying like in your situation when you play, you're probably used to doing this because you play Blitz, so you have no problem playing like that.
Yeah.
But when you're playing against them, like you're forced to basically stay behind minions the entire time. So if you're playing like Janna or somebody against Blitz, then most of the time you're basically forced to stay behind minions, and even like your ADC pretty much stay in an open position. So you never want to be able and go into linear position like this, because then he could just easily walk up and grab you. So this is a kind of area where you just kite back and forth, left and right, and stay behind minions. If he ever uses a hook, then obviously he has no more pressure, so that's when you punish him hard for it. Blitz is going to be looking to try to hook you as soon as one of these minions goes down. So realize that and play around it. You see this minion about to go down, go to the right a little bit more. And one of the most opportune things you can take advantage of against Blitzcrank. So for example, let's say you guys are in this kind of position, and the minion wave throws like here. Thank you. So this means, what is Blitz gonna do in this situation unless, you know, they're junglers here? This means now you can like walk up and just auto their ADC, because Blitz doesn't have any range pressure, so you can take advantage of that, especially playing a ranged champion. If Blitz decides to run in for whatever reason to attack you guys, as soon as he gets close, Q him, or charge up your Q on the path your ADC is taking, or the path you think Blitz is gonna take. So like in this situation, whenever there's minions blocking him here, so tornado to this direction or whatever, and then you can force him to wait out his the duration on his W, because he's probably gonna W in and then run in, for example. So you charge up a tornado in the opposite direction, wait for him to get close to your ADC, let it go off, and then right after he's about to finish, like he's no longer knocked out by a tornado, then you can go W him and slow him.
Okay.
And then that means on top of his already like W slowing him, this is an advantage for you guys to go back in as he turns around. Or if he pulls out fast enough, then he won't do anything, and you guys can't punish him for it. But I mean, you punished him in the sense of, oh, you did like 150 damage with him against him, like by QW autoing or something like that. So it's a win for you guys in a small trade if he does anything like that. But other than that, you just basically take advantage of the minion wave and poke out their ADC, because you should have more poke. And as Jano, you should be able to peel a Blitz, no problem, as long as you stay behind minions. Does that make sense? So basically, like, lots of poke, and if Blitz tries to go in, just use your spells to peel him off, because it's really easy to do it. If you're running away, don't use your W though, because you want to be able to make sure that you keep up the movement speed so you can alternate like left and right if he's about to hook you or whatnot. So tornado should be adequate for that. But if he goes into a position you guys have an advantage in, like the minion wave, you can go ahead and Q, W, and auto him and win the trade, because you also have minions there. So their ADC can't just like suddenly start autoing your ADC, because then their ADC starts taking minion aggro or something like that. There's a lot of like little specific situations. It's hard to address all of them, but for the most part, it's playing around minions and using your range to your advantage. If you're playing Janna, for example, or even Thresh. Thresh has range. You can auto and flay Blitz away if he gets too close, and then pretty much like the same thing with Thresh. Blitz gets too close, you flay him away. If he still keeps coming, then you go ahead and hook him. Equivalent of Janna tornadoing, pretty much. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Did that answer it appropriately?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, even with Blitz, you should know, like, these situations, whenever you do play Blitz, these are the kind of things you want to watch out for. It's like, okay, minion's about to die, I can hook them through the minion if they're out of position, or they're walking linearly, I can go take advantage of that, or whatever, the wave is frozen, maybe I can go walk up and auto them real quick. But that's one of the riskier ones, and that's where you could get punished for it. But like I said, whenever Blitz wants to walk up to you and just auto-attack you with the E, then that probably means the jungler is coming or something like that, where they're trying to force a play. But you can peel that off. Good?
Yeah.
Other questions?
This one's kind of long, but when I'm like, so I watch like a decent amount of like streams and stuff. I don't know about you, but if I'm
Mhm.
like watching LCS or pro stream or something, like what specifically should I be looking for to like learn from?
How people are trading and what
Okay.
position they're taking. That's like one of
Right.
the core things. It's like because the entire laning phase is basically around how are people positioned and how are they taking advantage of trading. Because like one of the biggest things in top lane is usually there's two melee champions and they're both farming at the same time. Pretty much whenever somebody's taking CS or something, one person's punishing the other person.
Mhm.
Um, Usually people manipulate the lane so that like if one person's autoing another person, they're gonna like lose a minion for it or something like that. Some small trade that usually ends up like adding up in the long run.
Mhm.
But something that it's like an advanced mechanic to be able to control waves that well. That it would benefit you to like masters plus level or whatnot. Even in masters, like people don't pay attention to that kind of stuff that much. It's usually like the high challenger players that manipulate waves that well, where for a small trade, enemy loses one minion but you don't, and then this
Mhm.
happens several times throughout the game. So maybe it'll affect the game to the point of okay, top laner backs and now has another longsword on top of their top laner or something like that,
Mhm.
um, and that slowly pushes an advantage to your favor. So trades. Positioning, and on top of that, I guess wave manipulation, seeing how people rotate, um, with all of those is pretty much what adds everything together.
Mhm.
Makes
For
sense.
now, are you taking mobility boots over Swifties?
Ability boots. What's that?
Mobility, like
Oh,
Mobies.
uh, so on Janna, I'm not. I'm taking
Okay.
Swifties instead. Reason being is because I need to keep up speed and QW and keep autoing consistently. With Alistar, I think Boots of Speed is better because you want a room, and like I said, all you're there for is QW and then tanking towers.
Mhm.
So he is not reliant on autoing as much, even though he has the auto steroid. I think he's fine though because he can actually keep people locked in a certain position. So losing the speed from boots of speed when you're actually engaging isn't as bad as losing it with Janna, because the Janna and Lulu. You want to be in range for your teammates all the time. Obviously, it's easier with Janna, but if you're forced to use your QWE, you're still like I think 396 movement speed if you have Boots of Swifties or 407 or something like that. Um, if you still have Boots of Swiftness instead of like Boots of Speed, running that instead, because that you want to keep up your range so that you're basically as a utility support you're fast, you're as fast as your allies, because that's basically who you want to be keeping up with and moving them around, moving around them and saving them all the time. But with Alistar, it's it's more like being able to snare people, like keep people in one location. That is the most important thing.
Okay.
Okay.
On Thresh, which would you go?
On Thresh,
Yeah.
um, Swifties.
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot of personal preference, but the reason why I like Swifties on Thresh instead is because you're gonna walk up to people, and in order to walk up to people, if you, like Lucian doubles you or something, you completely lose your movement speed from
Yeah.
boots of speed. So then it's like useless. But if you're running Swifties, then you can still walk up and keep your speed and be able to flay him back before you hook and catch him off guard. In that sense, with Alistar, since it's so instantaneous, that's why I feel like it doesn't matter as much. But with Thresh, where it's like you can keep them there, especially if you have a lot of cooldown for your hook and you land your hook, then you could literally keep a person there for extended amount of time by hooking them twice if you manage to have like maybe like another CC on your team. So maybe like Jinx traps on top of your Flay, and then you hook, and then you have like an extended fight that goes for 10 seconds or something, and then you manage to hook again, um, and then you basically works out in your favor in that sense.
Okay. There's one last thing I was gonna ask, but
Okay.
for some reason I can't remember it.
Can't remember it. You can just ask me later.
Oh, it's I have like. Do you use the mobility or movement speed points on any champions?
No,
No.
I don't.
Because
I don't find them
some people
useful.
do, some people don't.
Yeah, it's personal preference for that. But with Alistar, I usually run CD per level blues and then armor and everything else. Um, I only run armor because I need more IP for more rune pages and runes. But early in lane phase, you can go for some pretty greedy plays and whatnot, and not get punished too hard. But after, like, right after you hit level 6, any sort of resistances you get, like armor or whatever, MR, on Alistar is not usually useful. You just want a lot of health on Alistar. Excuse me. After level 6 because it scales a lot harder with your ult because you take reduced damage, so there's no point in having resistances anyway. So
Okay. Yeah.
that's like one of the reasons like I would take Righteous Glory usually on Alistar because it's health and the speed boost is already insane for catching people out. So you know why the hell not get it?
Yeah. Okay. I think that's it.
Okay. If you have any other questions, just hit me up on Skype or whatever, and I'll try
Okay.
to answer 'em. Sounds good.
Yep.
All right, man.
You can upload this to YouTube. Just
Yep.
curious.
I
Okay.
got. I'll upload both of them because I split them into two.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right. Thanks.
Yep. Talk to you later.
Bye.